Namaste and welcome to Mindful Yoga. My name is Ryan. Today's practice is a full body yoga flow practice. Before we start the practice, please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel Mindful Yoga, as your support provides me the motivation to continue doing what I'm doing and share my love of yoga with the rest of the world. So let's get started. We're going to start our practice in a comfortable seat. So you can sit like me cross-legged, or you can start by kneeling down and placing your glutes on top of your heels. If you're kneeling down, hands will go on the top of your thighs. If you're like me, you can wrap your hands around your knees, or you're welcome to place your hands somewhere around your shin or ankles. Once you found your seat, let's close our eyes. Beginning the practice by centering ourselves. With the next inhale, straighten the spine gently. Let the crown of the head go towards the sky. With the exhalation, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And it's the beginning of the practice. So let's soften through our glutes and our hips. Let them sink into the support beneath you. Now soften through your legs, relax through your ankles and your feet, as well as your toes. Relax the upper back, the lower back, followed by your arms, the wrists, the hands, and your fingers. And now become aware of your breath. Begin to notice your inhales and exhales. So we will begin our practice by going through a breath called balanced breath or Samavriti breath. We will inhale for 4 and exhale for 4 for a few rounds. So take an inhale and exhale. And then in for 2, 3, 4, out for 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In again, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. After your next exhalation, softly blink your eyes open. On the next inhale, reach your hands towards the sky. Bring the palms to touch. Maybe one thumb wraps over the other. Take a slight tilt with the torso. Look to your left side. Maybe you're looking down towards the floor. We want to continue to lift and reach with our hands. Now come back to center and then take a twist. Place your left hand outside the right knee. Right hand goes behind you. Sit taller here a little bit and then twist deeper. Take your gaze towards the back of the room. One more breath here. Now gently come back to center and then take your hands up towards the sky again. Maybe this time you wrap the opposite thumb on top of the other and a slight tilt to your right hand side. Lower the gaze down towards the floor. Continue to lift and reach with your hands. On the inhale, now come back to center. On the exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand goes behind you. And you're welcome to gaze over your left shoulder towards the back of the room. One more breath here. Coming back to center. Let's begin to extend our legs towards the front of the room. We want to bring the left foot inside the right thigh. Right leg is long and straight. Toes are pointing towards the ceiling. On the inhale, hands reach up. On the exhale, draw the navel to the spine as you fold forward, seeking your right foot. If the hands don't land at the foot, you can bend your knee or you can place your hands on your shin or ankle. One more breath here. Begin to straighten the spine. Now lengthen the left leg and then bring the right foot inside the left thigh. Left leg straight, toes point to the sky. On the inhale, lift and reach. On the exhale, begin to fold forward. And a reminder that if the hands don't reach the foot, that's perfectly fine. You can bend your knee or you can place your hands on your shin or your ankles. Come back as you release. Now let's straighten the right leg as well. Bring your feet at hip width distance. So if you bring your two fists together, that's the width of your skeletal hip. Come back to straighten up and then place your hands behind you. Fingers are facing the front. We're going to bend the knees and place the feet on the mat. From here, push into your palms and your heels. Lift the pelvis towards the sky. Engage your glutes here and squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Let the head hang heavy. Gaze towards the back of the room. Hold here for another breath. And now slowly come down with your knees bent. We are going to place the heels on the mat and then take one hand forward, followed by the other hand. Doesn't matter which hand you go with first. Palms face each other. Now all we are doing is shifting the upper back at an angle towards the mat. Hold here for the inhale. On the exhale, come back slightly forward. Inhale, lean back slightly. Draw the lower belly in. Exhale, come back to center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lower. You might be able to go lower this time. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, lower again. And exhale, come back to center. Well done. Now cross your legs and place your hands in front of you. Arrive with your wrists below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. Few rounds of cat-cow here. On the inhale, lower the belly towards the ground. On the exhale, round the upper back. Inhale, lift the tailbone to the sky. Exhale, tailbone descending towards the floor. Inhale, shine your heart open. Exhale, dome the upper back. Tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, let the belly lower to the ground. Exhale, round the upper back. And now come into a flat back. Walk your hands half a palm length forward. Tuck your toes. And then position yourself into downward facing dog. So in down dog, we want our fingers spread wide, finger knuckles pressing into the mat. And if your heels are not reaching the floor, you can bend your knees. Or if the heels reach the floor, place them on the mat. Now gently walk your feet to your hands, come into a forward fold. On the inhale, halfway lift, glide your hands on your shin. On the exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up, hands go towards the sky. On the exhale, hands to heart center as we fold all the way down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Step back to your high plank. So in a high plank, the wrist is below the shoulders and the lower belly draws in. If this is too strong, you can always drop the knees onto the ground and untuck the toes. Otherwise, staying with me, gaze to the top edge of the mat. Begin to shift your weight forward as you lower yourself down, hugging the elbows into the ribs, coming into Chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra if this is not available, and then downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands one more time. Come into a forward fold. On the inhale, come into a halfway lift. On the exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Hands go towards the sky. On the exhale, hands to heart center as we fold all the way down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold forward. Let's step back to high plank and then go through our flow, low plank with or without the knees on the ground. Cobra or upward facing dog will meet in downward facing dog. We want to now take the right leg to the sky, square the hip, toes point to the floor, and then step the right foot through between your hands. If the foot doesn't land there, take your hand and guide your foot forward. Let's lower the back knee down and untuck the toes. Hands to the sky into low lunge. We want to lift and reach with our hands, and at the same time, let the tailbone descend towards the floor. Find your drishti, your gaze, as you focus at one spot ahead of you. Now gently bring the fingertips down to frame the right foot, and let's straighten the right leg. Left hip above the left knee. So sometimes the hands don't reach the floor, and that is okay. If that's you, you can sweep the hands to the back of the room. That option is okay as well. And some of us can place the entire palm on the ground because there's more openness in the hamstrings. Now let's go a little bit deeper here and flex the toes of the right foot towards the face. Return the right foot to the mat. Tuck the toes on the back leg, lift the back knee, and then come to rise into high lunge. So this time lifting the hands towards the sky as the right knee arrives above the right ankle. We want to lift the back heel and notice all toes facing towards the front of the mat. Hold here for another breath. And then let's transition to warrior two. The back foot opens at 90 degrees. Hands go in opposite directions. So the knee continues to stay above the ankle or thereabouts. Gaze straight ahead. Yoga doesn't have to be perfect, you see. We got to listen to our body and modify accordingly as well. And allow the tailbone to descend towards the floor. On the inhale, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. On the exhale, transition to a forward fold. Step the left foot forward to meet the right foot. Now what we want to do here is hold on to the opposite elbows and then sway from side to side into ragdoll. You can bring a bend in your knee as you notice your lower back and your hamstrings. Now release into a forward fold. Let's take the right foot and step it to the back of the mat. Lower the back knee down, untuck the toes. Sweep the hands to the sky. Drawing the ribs in, drawing the belly in, and pressing the top of the right foot onto the mat. As the hands continue to reach towards the sky. And a reminder to find your drishti, your gaze, in low lunge or Anjaneyasana. On the inhale, place the fingertips down to frame the left foot On the exhale, straighten the left leg. So your right hip now is above the right knee and the left leg is straight. Sometimes the knee hurts, so it's okay to bring a slight bend in the knee. But the knee is not hurting, just making sure it's straight. And a reminder, if the hands don't reach the floor, you're welcome to sweep the hands to the back of the room. As you can see, I find this harder because this requires a lot more strength and focus, whereas the hands are just supporting us when we put them on the mat. Let's together return the left foot to the mat, tuck the toes on the back leg, and then lift up, going into a high lunge or Ashtachandrasana. And you have the option to engage the core here as well. So left hip back, right hip forward. Then as you draw the ribs in, draw the belly in, lift and reach your hands towards the sky. Keeping that front knee above the ankle to build strength around our ankle joints and our knee joints. One more breath. Transition now to Warrior Two. Open the right toes to face the right side of the room, and the gaze is straight ahead. Palms face the floor, and allow the tailbone to descend towards the floor. That will keep your knee above the ankle. On the inhale, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. On the exhale, come into runner's lunge. So hands will frame the left foot and you're going to lift the back heel. Step back to a high plank. And then let's go through our flow here. Chaturanga, Cobra or Up Dog, your choice of back bend. Downward facing dog. Now slowly come back to all fours and sweep the legs towards the front as you take a seat. Toes point to the sky. On the inhale, hands reach up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, draw the lower belly towards the spine as you fold forward, seeking the outer edges of the feet. If that is not available, you are welcome to bend your knees or place your hands somewhere on your shin or your ankles or even your knees, depending on how far your body allows you to go. One more breath here. Now come upright slowly. We're going to go to half load of the fishes. Take your left ankle, cross it over the right knee. Right hand wraps around the left knee. Left hand goes behind you. And you're welcome to look over your left shoulder towards the back of the room or the space or the mat. Two more breaths. Come back to center now and extend the left leg. Let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. Let the left hand wrap around and the right hand goes behind you. Gaze over your right shoulder towards the back of the room. So the chin is going towards the right shoulder. One more breath here. Come back to center as you extend the right leg towards the front. We will now go into butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet to touch. Wrap your hands around your feet. On the inhale, straighten the spine. On the exhale, lean forward as you lower the forehead towards your toes. Using your exhales to fall deeper into the pose. Come up, straighten the spine. Keep the left knee bent. Turn the right knee on the inside of the left foot. We're going to turn around to our left side. You can be on your fingertips. You can place your hands on the ground. Another alternative is to place your forearms onto the ground. Looking at the space between your thumbs. An easy, steady breath. Come back to center, and then let's swap over to the opposite side. So it doesn't really matter whether you went right or left. Simply turning over to the other side now. And again, fingertips, palms, or forearms. All options are welcome. Two more breaths here. And slowly come back to center and crossing your legs. Bring the hands to heart center. Thumbs press against the sternum. Close your eyes. One soft inhale, followed by one soft exhale. Bring the thumbs to the third eye center, then to your lips, followed by your heart. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice today. Wherever you're in the world, have a great morning, amazing afternoon, or an awesome evening. I will see you soon on the mat. Namaste.